I guess when we go into this last week, it's about looking at those key little grey areas that we want to get final confirmation on a few things, isn't it? Would that be how you guys see that?
You know, selection's probably 80% of coaching. It's getting the right people on the bus is one of the biggest jobs you have. And so Phil, you know, me, Foxy, Plum, all feel incredibly responsible to make sure that we get the right people on the bus. You've got to have that selector's hat on, look at a bigger picture and the individual within that. But then there's the other person that you actually know a lot of these people, and you know how, I mean, I know how much they're working for it, how much they want it. And so this is the time of year that you know, in some ways you get your sleepless nights because you know you're dealing with people's aspirations and their dreams, and not everyone's going to get picked, and that's the one thing that's for sure.
I mean, there's a team from the previous year, right, obviously. So when you start a new year, you're conscious of everyone you've used, you're conscious of the result, the campaigns we've had, how successful we've been, where our gains at relative to our opposition, have we been successful, where are the areas in the game we're getting, you know, challenged, where we might be dominant. And so that's where you start. And then Super Rugby's the area we pick from, right, because that's the one that's in front of us before we pick an All Blacks team for a year.
At this time of year, you're looking at, you sort of go to a game and you've got three hats on. And one hat is looking at the overall strategy of the game and what both teams are trying to do, and so you're trying to learn a bit from the strategy and figuring things out. And is there anything that we can use for the All Blacks? And then you still got the coach hat where you're looking at individuals that we kind of know we're going to pick to try to figure out what their trends are and things that we want them to be doing good, are they doing that, and things that we want to improve, are we seeing that? And then you've got, I guess, the selector's hat, where, and at this time of year, we're really narrowing it right down to, you know, there's a choice between two players, and we're just working through a checklist. So it's and you move in and out of that. Those, you put on different hats at different times of the game. You know, sometimes you get caught up in the game and you've got to discipline yourself to come back to individuals, and so, you know, it's a bit of an art to get that right.
So it's a significant watching program, a lot of discussions with other coaches, telephone, meetings. We've got a lot of analysis ability on our computers to dive down into individual stats all over the shop, camera angles, there's a lot of it. And look, a lot of the selections to some degree are obvious because there is a lot of consistency from year to year. And you know, we could probably at the start of a year damn near select 80% of our group, or 70% anyway, you know, at the start of a season, given what we've known. Because part of the selection criteria we use is not only form that's in front of us right now with Super Rugby, but it's their past history in their jersey. They're a known quantity about performance on the international stage, and that's a factor in selection. They often start Super Rugby season slowly, and they get better as it goes on. Sometimes it takes Test Rugby to really get them sparked up. You know, I've had the privilege of working with Steve prior and Foz now. These guys know their men. They really do. They know what pushes the guys' buttons. They know what to expect. They know what they can get out of them. And part of it's also development, because we do pick bigger squads nowadays, and we have done for a while. We don't have the old-fashioned tour, so we don't get to develop players midweek. They almost exclusively play test matches. And you can't play 15 tests a year with a narrow group of players. It needs to be a little bit broader. We use test matches to develop them, which is in a way an anathema, but that's the world we're in at the moment. Because eventually you get injuries, or players lose form, or they get injured, and so you want to make sure guys are ready to go.
It feels a little bit unique, this one. You know, it feels like last year, big squad, very unique circumstances, very tight team, you know, after so long together. We're narrowing the squad down anyway. We're now got a big series coming up against Ireland where, you know, it's not so much about about picking a group that you're going to give everyone an opportunity. It's about picking a group that we really want to fine tune some combinations and really start building with and get great performances against an Irish team that we know is coming really confident. So, it's about picking a team right now for the here and now, and hopefully use that as a major platform for honing down into the World Cup next year.